Alright, what's up you guys? It's your girl DarielleYvonne back again with another motherfucking video. As you guys can see, I'm sitting down, so this is going to be a sit down and talk type of video, not a vlog. As you can tell by that title, as you can tell by that thumbnail, this is going to be some travel tips. Before we get into this video, let's get into the intro.
Season of occupation. It's time to send in your application. Get to know your short-term friends. You only talk to till summer.
Alright you guys, so my vlog has not dropped yet, but this video is actually just going to be about some travel tips. I'm currently in Tampa right now. I'm getting ready to leave. Checkout time is at 11, and I was talking to my boyfriend. I was like, damn, what can I do for this Friday's video? So since we were in Tampa, I said, why not give you guys some travel tips, things that I do for myself. So I don't travel a lot, but I will go to like different cities within the state, or if we do go to another state, I try to make sure that I have these main essentials. The first thing being, I always try to make sure I have Clorox wipes as well as Lysol, and I just found a travel size spray from Clorox as well. I try to make sure I have those just so like I can wipe everything down. I can wipe the toilet seat down, the shower handles down. If it's a stand-in shower, making sure the shower doors are wiped down, as well as wiping down the sink. Everything that I'm actually going to touch within the actual unit that I'm staying in, I try to make sure that I have it wiped down completely. I'm not saying that where I'm staying at they don't know how to clean or that they're dirty. It's just something to do with me, just to ease my mind, just to make sure I feel clean where I'm at. Another thing that I do, speaking of cleaning, is my boyfriend actually taught me this the last Airbnb that we stayed in, which was basically bringing out our own sheets, our own comforters, all of that. We bring that ourselves. And that is because, not to say once again that the Airbnb stuff is not clean, it's just so, for instance, as you guys can see behind me, they have white sheets, and I was gonna wear makeup, and I'm like, I don't want to destroy somebody's property because I want it to look cute. Not saying I don't look cute without makeup, but it's just like I just didn't want to mess up their bedding with that, or I use a lot of baby oil and I didn't want to mess up their bedding with that as well. So we bought our own comforter set, just changed yours out, and then as we're leaving, we make sure we put everything back the way how we found it. So when we're changing actual sheets, we take that Clorox spray, Clorox wipe, we wipe that down as well. Like I said, not to say that it's dirty, but just to be extra cautious and extra careful. Another step that I like to do is I always buy our travel necessities. That includes toothpaste, toothbrush, loofahs, body wash, lotion, baby oil, all of those necessities, because let me be honest with you guys, if you don't buy that in advance, 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna forget it and then have to spend more money somewhere else compared to if you would have just bought it at home in advance. So things that I make sure my boyfriend and I have off rip, I make sure we both talk about body wash, as well as I have a very sensitive area down there, so I have a specific wash for that. And it's funny because I put him onto that, so he uses the same one, so it works out for the best of us. A lot of times I do tend to buy the Dr. Bronner's bar, the baby one, instead of carrying around the liquid. It's just, I don't know, it's a lot easier to manage. You could just put it in a little soap container and call it a day. Another thing I like to make sure is loofahs. We use loofahs, especially when we're traveling. I use body wash gloves when I'm home, but a loofah is just easier to hang up, cool, and if they have something hanging up, I'll make sure to wipe that down as well. Baby oil, lotion, Q-tips, all of that. Make sure that you buy those necessities. You can buy them a month in advance, 2 weeks in advance. You can buy little by little. They're cheap. I get them from Walmart, Target, Walgreens, because they all tend to have these travel sections. So that's my hygienic products that I like to make sure of. Now, y'all, I am a last minute packer. Please do not be like me, because I have forgotten stuff in the past from being a last minute packer. So what I like to do is make sure I buy my clothes in advance, and I just keep them in one section so that I know, okay, cool, all my clothes are here. And I make sure I have a list down. If I write down a list of what actually needs to be in a bag. So pajamas, I cannot tell you guys how many times I've forgotten pajamas or a pair of underwear. So I always make sure I write down a list of everything that needs to go in the bags. Pajamas, underwears, bras, socks, shoes, multiple shoes. Because a lot of times, if you're not careful to make sure you pack more than one shoe, for instance, a lot of people are like, oh, I only need 4 outfits. Now for all of my ladies, if you know, you know, we will go on a 2-week vacation and end up packing for a month. Why? Because you may not like the main outfits that you packed. You may want to wear something completely different. For instance, the I can actually put that in here. Probably gonna put it right here. But basically, this is what my boyfriend and I wore for our actual anniversary. We went to the aquarium. We were not supposed to wear that shirt with those pants, but it just ended up working out that way. So it's like little things like that, just to make sure you have multiple outfits. Another thing I like to make sure is bringing my own towel and washcloth. It's not that you're saying that, oh, these people don't wash their stuff. It's just bring what you're comfortable using. Especially if you have a sensitive body, you don't know if their actual detergent is gonna work for you. So I like to just bring my own towel, my own washcloth, just to be safe. So I make sure I pack that as well. I make sure I pack, if I do wear underwear, a few underwears, bras, make sure I have different types of bras, sports bra, a regular strap bra, and a half a bra, depending on the outfits I'm gonna wear. Just in case, always try to make sure I pack at least, depending on how many days I'm staying. Like for instance, I stay 3 days, and I pack 3 pairs of socks, even though I know I was gonna wear all 3, but I just like to be extra cautious. So I had all that written down. I knew exactly what I was gonna wear. I had extra outfits just in case. And another thing is to make sure you know how much money you need to have available when traveling. Have a spending budget. For instance, if you're going for 3 days and you're like, okay, cool, I want to have at least $400, $500, depending on how many people you're traveling with, just to have that spending money, just to have money for if you're going to go out to eat, just to have that money as well. And also making sure you're adding within your budget if you're driving, adding in gas money. A lot of times we're like, oh, okay, I only need $300. Come to find out you actually need it $400 to $500 because you need to put gas in your car as well. Have a travel battery, you guys. Oh my gosh, my boyfriend got me this for Christmas. It was the best gift ever. It's basically to, like, God forbid, if I needed to jump my car, I have that battery pack ready to go. And we made sure that we charged that while we were here, just to make sure that the battery was good to go. So let's make sure you have little things like that. Make sure your windshield wiper fluid is filled up and that it's good to go. Your windshield wipers are good as well. I also made sure I got my oil change done, almost a month in advance, because my car can go about 6,000 miles because we actually drove to Tampa. So I made sure that my car had its oil change. My brakes are still good. So I made sure the car maintenance part was also added into, okay, let's make sure this is done since we're going to be going so far. Snacks. My boyfriend we both love food, but I'm telling y'all now, he gonna make sure we have no snacks at the end of the day. So he made sure we had snacks, just so like when we're out here, if instead of us having to go to like the grocery store or to the gas station having to buy snacks and water, we only, like for me personally, I would only drink Zephyr Hills. If you're from Florida, you know the brand. If you're from up north, it's like Poland Springs basically. So I only drink Zephyr Hills. I don't like every type of water, so he always makes sure he gets like a little case of water for us to go with, travel, and we put it in here, call it a day. Cool. Shower shoes. I went to a college where I had to shower in, bathroom dorms. And let's just say not everybody is the cleanest. So from college, I have picked up this habit of always having to shower with shower shoes, especially when I'm traveling. I get them from Dollar Tree or $1.25 Tree, and I call it a day. I make sure I have a travel shower cap because not every place is going to have them, or if you have a lot of hair, if you have a big head, it might not be big enough for you. So making sure you have those necessities such as a shower cap, a bonnet if you wear a bonnet, make sure you have a brush, making sure you have shampoo and conditioner if you need it, your flat iron, those type of necessities. Making sure before you even come to where you're traveling, check around to see what's local. Before you even pick your place or where you're going to stay at, check to see what's local, check to see what's close by. That's something that I definitely do before I even select a hotel, an Airbnb. I always try to make sure to see what the local attractions are, to see like, is this going to be close to anything? Am I going to be willing to drive that distance? So I always try to make sure I check that. I also check to see the surrounding areas of where the Airbnb is at, to make sure like, okay, am I going to feel safe while I'm there? I also like to see the rules. Some people's rules are just like, if you use this, you're going to get charged. If you're going to use that, you're going to get charged. And it's just like, you want to make sure you fully read and understand wherever you're staying at, actual rules and regulations. And when we do stay at hotels, I don't care. I'm very tedious about this. I will call every hotel, hey, do you guys have a deposit? How much is the deposit? How long does it take for it to go back onto my actual card? Can I use a different card to pay the deposit? I always call and I always make sure of that. It's just little tedious things like, hey, can I check in? How much later can I check in if I'm flying somewhere? If our flight is late, are we able to check in later? You just want to double check those things. Like I said, it's tedious planning a trip. It can be a headache, but your trip can run smoothly if you just do those steps of like, first step is always to make sure you check the actual attractions, you check with the hotel, like, hey, if you're staying at a hotel, hey, how much is the deposit going to be? Can I use a different card? You know, this is that and the third. What is the checkout time? If we check out an hour later, are we going to be charged for that? Because, you know, things happen. So those are things you want to check on. Your Airbnb, you want to check on like how the room actually looks, how close is everything. Check for local attractions around the hotel and the Airbnb, depending on where you're staying at. Check the rules at the Airbnb. Check what you can and cannot do. What's the latest check-in time? What's the latest checkout time? Right? So those are just some things you want to do. You want to look inside the Airbnb and see, are you actually going to like it? I'm a stand-up shower girly. If an Airbnb or hotel does not like it, I'm not going to waste my time because I know I'm not probably going to enjoy it. I don't care. Call me bougie. I don't care. That's just what I like, and I do that for myself. So once we find the actual place, that's when I normally start planning, like, okay, cool, this is attractions that are close by. I need to start finding outfits, figuring stuff out. So I start finding my outfits. At that point, if I'm driving, I make sure my car is up to date. I make sure we talk about how much our spending budget is going to be. And I start writing down all the necessities that need to be purchased. I make sure to purchase the necessities at least up to 2 weeks if I'm being lazy, to make sure I have everything in my bag. Like I said, I am a last minute packer. I hate packing and unpacking. So I will just throw everything in my suitcase or keep it in close quarters. So I know, okay, cool, all of this needs to go into the suitcase. The day of my trip, I'm trying to make sure that you guys, I don't keep talking because I don't want to, you know. The day of my trip, I make sure I go through everything. All right, cool. How much gas is in the car? Make sure I have all of my gadgets. That's normally packed the day before because like I don't really need my gadgets the day before. So all my gadgets are packed up. I make sure I check in the time. I make sure I check to see how far the location is going to be, how long it's going to actually take us to get there. We talk about if we're going to get food before we actually go. And then I start mentally preparing myself to do this drive. So that's some tips that I personally do when I'm traveling. And another thing that I try to make sure of is I try to make sure I have like little plastic bags. Like, I don't care, shop at Walmart, Publix, I'm gonna keep those bags because it comes in handy for my dirty clothes instead of having to buy a dirty clothes hamper. Like, I'm probably gonna forget it, don't even need it compared to my Walmart bags. So I'll keep up with those. My Shein bags if I'm traveling with brand new clothes, because those have like the little zippies, and I'll travel with that as well. That's for like when we're leaving, like when we have the wet stuff, it can just go in that instead of getting everything soaked and getting everything wet. And yeah, you guys, those are just some travel tips for my boyfriend and I that we have been doing to, you know, make sure, okay, cool. Like for instance, as you guys can see, my hair is done. So this wig was probably ordered almost a month in advance. So I already have my wig just sitting and chilling in the house waiting to be installed. I have my appointment scheduled in advance, my nail appointment scheduled in advance. My lashes and eyebrows, I can literally just go to the inside of the nail salon because somebody's always there to do it. You don't actually need an appointment to get it done. But for things that I know I need appointments for, I always make sure my appointments are made. I always check in with my boyfriend, like, hey, when are you getting your haircut? Are you getting your haircut? So like I said, traveling and planning can be tedious, but your trip will work smoothly if you use some of these actual tips. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys actually use these tips, or if you've already been using them, or if you have anything else that, you know, you can suggest to me, anything I probably forgot, which I probably did, because these are just things off the top of my head, things that I know that we do. But until next time, you guys, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hello to all of my newcomers, you guys. I don't even think I started the video off like that. Hello to my newcomers, and thank you so much to the people that have been watching me thus far and subscribed to me. Welcome to the team, you guys. I have really been enjoying and growing, and all of you guys joining this journey with me. But until next time, you guys, peace.